Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight on the channel. I'm here tonight to talk about some MLB news. We're going to go over the news from the last 2 days. We're going to go over a lot of news over the last 2 days I've missed. Been busy, just doing a lot of other sports. But just want to go over all the news over the last 2 days, catch everyone up with the news if they haven't been paying attention to any of the free agency signings, a trade I want to discuss. So yeah. And the San Francisco Giants and left-handed pitcher Sean Manaea are in agreement on a 2-year, $25 million contract that includes an opt-out after 2023 per Jon Heyman. So the San Francisco Giants went out and got Sean Manaea. Not the only signing they made. We'll get to the other major signing they made later in this video. But they went out and signed Sean Manaea to a 2-year, $25 million contract. Includes an opt-out. And the Giants are going to be so unwatchable next season. And I feel like Farhan's really ruined the Giants. And, hell, I think the Pirates and the Reds are more watchable at this point. And just with Sean Manaea, he had a really good first few months with the San Diego Padres. And they fell off for whatever reason throughout like the rest of the year. And I feel like he's a great dude and clubhouse presence. We'll see if he can lock in, be more consistent. And maybe he'll find that with San Francisco. Maybe it's going to be an underrated free agent signing here. But it's just him and Frankie Montas decided to be terrible the second they left Oakland. You gotta love when your front office says they're going to spend money just to get Sean Manaea. Like pitching-wise. Just terrible. Maybe he's just not going to work out for the Padres. Maybe he can work out for San Francisco. We'll see. The Atlanta Braves have reportedly acquired catcher Sean Murphy from the Oakland A's per Jeff Passan. So the Braves are the Padres for catchers. Like, they got, like, so he could be the DH slot. I don't know how many catchers they need. Because they traded William Contreras in that trade. We'll talk about in a second. They got d'Arnaud, Sean Murphy. They got a lot of catchers on that team. The Astros and D-backs have reportedly engaged in trade talks centered around outfielder/catcher Dalton Varsho, per Bob Nightingale. Nightingale notes the asking price is steep for Varsho, who slashed .235, .302, .443, .745 with an OPS plus of 109 to pair with a hit with 27 home runs and 74 RBIs in 2022 for Arizona. He's really good. He can hit leadoff. He can play center field. He can, while also even playing catcher. He can hit lead off sometimes. He can lead off sometimes, be an 8-hitter, great center fielder, while also even playing catcher as well. Really good versatile player, and I always thought he could be an amazing piece for a series contender like, say, Houston Astros, Los Angeles Dodgers, a contender. It would be smart for the D-backs to trade him while his value's at its peak. I think he's really good. I know he hits .230, but he's still really underrated. The Milwaukee Brewers have reportedly acquired all-star catcher William Contreras from the Atlanta Braves in a 3-team trade involving Oakland's catcher Sean Murphy per Jeff Passan. Oakland is reportedly receiving catcher Manny Pena. So, a lot to break down here. We now have brothers in the same division with Wilson Contreras and now William Contreras. That's going to be an interesting story to watch in the NL Central this year, brother versus brother. But really great pickup, though, for the Brewers to get an all-star catcher and William Contreras. If you're a Brewers fan, you love this trade. It's Contreras versus Contreras in the NL Central. And I know Sean Murphy's really good for the Braves. I love this trade for the Braves getting Sean Murphy and the Brewers getting William Contreras, but I don't like it for Oakland. They got four, like, not even 100 top 100 prospects, and Manny Pena. It's sad to see him go, but at least he got some hardware before he left to remember them by. Murphy's glove is crazy. I guess it makes sense that the Braves don't need two hitting catchers, and Murphy's really young too as of now. And whoever the owner of the A's is doing what like Rachel Phelps tried to do from the movie Major League. Like, I don't know why the A's are getting another catcher. You already have a strong pipeline catcher. And Pena's 35. Just terrible trade. The Toronto Blue Jays right-handed pitcher Chris Bassitt are in agreement on a 3-year, $63 million contract per Jeff Passan. So, 3-year, $63 million for Chris Bassitt to go to the Blue Jays. I think it's a good deal. I know some people say, "Oh, it's an overpay." It's not an overpay. He's good. Not an overpay at all. That's a good price for good. That I don't know how people say it's an overpay, but but that's a good price for pitching. So what is it? A fair price or an overpay? I think it's a fair price. I think this will pan out for Toronto. And that's very appropriate for that type of pitcher. And he's a ground ball pitcher. People bring up the 30th like percentile whiff with mid off speed. He's a ground ball pitcher. And why can't people just understand the market is shifting? Everything seems like an overpaid based on the older market. This ain't the older market anymore. This is the new market for starting pitching. So, pitching market is fucked. I mean, all baseball's inflated, so I think it's a very good signing. People say, "Oh, look at his ERA. He's a ground ball pitcher." It's just, it is what it is. Minnesota Twins and catcher Christian Vasquez are in agreement on a 3-year contract per Pete Abraham. So the Twins finally make a move, a good hitting catcher, right there for Minnesota. I don't know what a Twins W here, but I wonder where Gary Sanchez goes. He's a free agent, so I wonder how much Gary Sanchez is gonna get, or where he's gonna go. So I guess the Cubs decide they're gonna sign Tone and Bellinger and call an offseason instead of trying to get a catcher, a good hitting catcher to replace Wilson Contreras. The Cleveland Guardians are in agreement on a contract with catcher Mike Zunino, Perkin Rosenthal. Zunino is just washed at this point. He's injury prone. He washed. So, but it's a massive upgrade offensively over Hedges, though. Massive upgrade over Hedges. The New York Yankees are reportedly the preferred destination on free agent left-handed pitcher Carlos Rodon per Brandon Cuddy. How do you say his last name? Not part of their community. The Twins and Cardinals are believed to be seriously in play for Rodon as well, while the Giants were reportedly still interested in a reunion with Rodon even after signing Ross Stripling. So the Yankees are reportedly the preferred destination for left-hand pitcher Carlos Rodon. He's actually trying to sign a high value free agent is St. Louis, which I think would be good. You lose Quintana, definitely be a big upgrade to that rotation to add Carlos Rodon. The Giants, I feel they're going to go rebuild mode soon, so I don't think Rodon's going back to the Giants. But the Cardinals don't pay big-time players like this in free agency. I think he's going to go to the Yankees where his preferred destination is. So I think Carlos Rodon's going to be a New York Yankee, ladies and gentlemen. there are reported rumors that the Atlanta Braves can look to trade ace left-hand pitcher Max Fried this offseason if they can't agree to an extension per Jim Callis. But however, ladies and gentlemen, however, ESPN Buster Olney soon followed up these reports saying that Atlanta is not entertaining a Max Fried trade as they're in win now mode. So there's rumors from Jim Callis that they could try and trade him if they can't agree to an extension. However, Buster Olney said those reports are false. They're not going to trade him. And this is not happening. Stop this stupid rumor. Stop this nonsense. He isn't going anywhere. Just because Dansby Swanson may leave doesn't mean everyone is. Come on. This is nonsense. They will agree no deal. There's no way they would let him walk. The New York Mets are reportedly listening to trade offers for right-handed pitcher Carlos Carrasco, with their ideal return being a projectable young starter who can contribute now, per Joel Sherman. Pretty sure the Mets had this trade thing backwards. Why would anyone trade a young arm for Cookie Carrasco? The Mets want to trade an old starter for a young, reliable starter. I just don't think that's how business works, and I think this is the dumbest thing I've read all day. Who would trade a young starter for him to get a starter? Yeah, he's 15-7, but with a 4 ERA, he's not terrible at $14 million. They should trade him for a bat since the bottom of that order's just not good. That's just my thoughts. A Red Sox GM Chaim Bloom is reportedly very actively exploring the trademark after Xander Bogaerts signed with San Diego, per Chad Jennings. All-star outfielder Brian Reynolds, all-star shortstop Paul DeJong, and shortstop/outfielder Ahmed Rosario are among the potential trade targets for Bloom. I don't think Paul DeJong, calling him an all-star is a true statement. That cannot be further from the truth. Please do not say all-star. He hit like 150 last year. He's terrible. He's cooked. Don't put all-star in his name anymore. Ahmed Rosario would definitely be a good option for him, but I think they could definitely after Brian Reynolds. Rosario would definitely be a good option, though. The Kansas City Royals signed Ryan Yarbrough to a 1-year contract, so finally did something. Good move, though. W move for the Royals. Be a good starter. Carlos Correa and the New York Giants, San Francisco Giants agreed on a 13-year, $350 million contract per Jeff Passan. He said, LOL, Carlos Correa said it's personal, Dodgers fans, and he went to the Giants. That was a little fun seeing a little taste with the Mets, where he maybe could have went to the Mets. But he went from a mid-team to the Twins to a mid-team. Terrible contract, and this is going to be until he's like 41. He's a great, talented player, but these contracts have been terrible. Like Trey Turner, Bogaerts, Carlos Correa, these contracts have been terrible because these players are going to get paid until they're like 41. And then the Dodgers made a little trade for J.P. Fireson from the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for a minor league pitcher, which could be a sneaky move for my Dodgers. I think it could be a sneaky move for us. That's all I'm saying. The latest MLB news, a lot of stuff. So, yes, until next time, make a lot. Peace.